Happy Wednesday, Les. How are you?
I'm great, and so are you. Fired up and ready to go.
Part two. I'm excited about people are ready. People are ready. I sent out the reminder text to people said, thank you. I'm so ready. So, technology is great until it's not. And yesterday we had one of those days, but you recovered so well. And I know it gave you more time to get more fired up for today.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it did. Yes. And had time to review and think of a lot of things and places where I could have lost it and it would have cost me.
Yeah.
It would have cost me big time. And so I've never, this story I'm about to share right now, I've never shared this story before.
So it's exclusive.
Yeah, even privately. I thought about it this morning, and I tell you, it was it was a defining moment in my life, and so I had a choice. I had a choice of losing it, of giving up my power, of becoming angry, or being still and calm, and that I did, and I only through the grace of God. Sometimes he'll step in.
I've had days like that. Well, look, everybody is so excited. They're already letting us know it looks good today. It's looking good.
Yes. Okay. I want to know where people are from around the world. Let us know. Where are you? Australia.
Ken from Australia.
Australia. Austria. Okay, good. I'll have my glasses on. Okay. Hello, Nisi Boo.
From Virginia. It looks like we've got Sudan.
Yes.
And sorry, I can't say your name, but we've got Jennifer from Dubai. You love Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
Ternay from Chattanooga.
Yes, and Diana's in Dubai too. And who else?
Joan from Kenya.
Okay. Kenya.
And everybody's jumping on here. Oh, this is one of my favorite places, Baton Rouge.
Yes, Louisiana.
Los Angeles.
All right, she's up early.
yeah, she is.
Texas, Tony Allen.
The Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really broad one. Bonnie's from California. That's very broad, Bonnie. But thank you. There's parts of California right now. They're stuck back in their homes because of all the fires. So
that is unbelievable. And I mean, global warming is real. And I know there are people who are just zealots, but to say all they had need to do just rake more. God from Zion. Oh my God.
Alani from Switzerland.
Yes.
Have you been to Switzerland?
Yes. I went there, yeah, for a major pharmaceutical company. Beautiful country, beautiful people.
And Albania. So we've got people from everywhere today.
Yes, that's great. The reach is long and wide.
Real big, right? Could never do this in person like this.
Mm-hmm. You remember the title from yesterday?
You got to stay calm.
Yeah, and it's called The Calmness is the Cradle of Power. All right.
I thought it was a test for you yesterday, right? Just to make sure you're ready for this message.
Yes, okay, yes. And so I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
And people are excited, so I'm going to jump out here and let you start going.
All right. One of the things I'd like to do is first thank all of you for being a part of the call that we do. And I want you to like this page and share it. I want you to like it and share it. I think it's going to help a lot of people right now because there are people who just going through a lot. They're very stressed out, nervous, feel of anxiety and uncertainty. And just there was a song years ago called Ball of Confusion, like we're in a ball of confusion. And it will have impact on you if you don't get proper rest and exercise and prayer and meditation and journaling to stay anchored. This is a time that you really, really have to pour into you because life is coming from all kind of places. Got a call today that my very good friend, Ali Yassin, has passed. And it's what I think about him in terms of his life. He lived a very good life, and he always had called me. We were both cancer conquerors, and he would say, "Hang in there, Les. You can do this." And so when you think about it, at the end of the day, I realize there's some things that used to bother me that they don't bother me anymore. That if I were younger, I would be in all kind of fights. But with age, there's a certain level of maturity that takes place. And thinking about the value of calmness, of being anchored, in spite of what happens. I remember having a conversation with a potential client. And as I look back, I know now he was testing me. And so I thought about it when I reflected, and I had to talk to myself. We were in an interview. And this interview, on the other side of the conversation, was a tremendous opportunity for me. This interview, had I lost it, had I not found a way to be calm and anchored within myself, I would have forfeited being exposed to over 80,000 people. I would have lost the opportunity to be exposed to over 48 million people worldwide because of a video that I have on YouTube. The video is called "It's Not Over Till You Win," Les Brown in the Georgia Dome. And this person, I'm not going to call his name, he offended me. And I stayed calm. We argued all day. We did not talk about the opportunity of speaking to 80,000 people. And during the conversation, his sister called. And when he hung up, he said, "Boy, I can't stand niggers." And I'm saying to myself, I just know I didn't just hear that. So I didn't say anything. I just stared at him. I was very calm. And he said, "Do you know why I use that word?" I didn't answer. And I'm saying to myself, Les, don't whoop this man's don't clean this office up with him. Don't whoop his behind so hard that God would see him and say, "What happened to him? I thought I made everything, but I didn't make this one up in here." Let me, some people know how to take you there. And he was testing me. And he didn't know me. This is the first time we were face to face. He heard one of my motivational messages. And he was dangling a speaking opportunity before me. And so here's what happens when things happen. Don't give up control. Don't get angry. Anger is a wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. I could have said, "Why would you say that? That's offensive, you ignorant jackass. What, do you want me to tear this office up with you?" I could have gone there. He and I talked all day, and I was shocked, but I was calm. And I just sat there, and I didn't say anything. Here's what I want to share with you. When things happen, anchor yourself and choose to be calm. Choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. You can serve the highest that is in you or the lowest that is in you. A friend of mine, he's an ex-felon. He applied for a job, And a lady called him and said, "You have the job. It's $7 an hour. And considering the fact that you're an ex-felon, aren't you proud? And now you have the opportunity for growth." And he said, "I'll call you back tomorrow." He held the phone up. He said, "I've got 6 children." She offered me $7 an hour. And she is so giddy. And considering the fact that you're an ex-felon, you have time to grow. Aren't you happy? There's 6 kids and 20 hours a week. How do you take care of 6 kids of $7 an hour? And he could have cursed her out and said, "Hell to the door." You keep your job. He was calm. He was calm. And I think about my life now. I'm 75. And there are things that I'm experiencing that when I was younger, I would let myself go. I would allow myself to be manipulated, to be influenced and controlled by anger. And I chose to be calm. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I couldn't change his mindset. He'd always use the N word with his organization. Had I allowed myself to become angry, I would not have been selected to speak in the Georgia Dome before 80,000 people. Had I not been calm and still and took charge of my thoughts and emotions, I would have never had over 40 million people view that presentation of Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. Had I not been calm and anchored within myself and not allow myself to use as an excuse. Do you know what he called me? You know what he said in my presence? Had I not been calm in so many situations, I would not be talking to you now, because I've had many occasions to be angry, many occasions to lose it. And some of them I did. And I only got through and been able to overcome because of God's grace and mercy. I've seen some athletes just say some inappropriate things. They were right, but they were wrong, in my opinion, on how they responded. And so here's something I want you to write down. And it's the title of the book that came out. And this guy, oddly enough, he died on a New York train. And the title of the book was called "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff." Don't sweat the small stuff. Because in the end, it's all small stuff. My friend who died at 6 o'clock this morning, he bought a new car. He never got to drive it. He didn't want anybody to touch that car. He bought a new car and he got sick right after that. He never drove that car. He loved that car, but he never got behind the steering wheel. He's out of here. He's gone. I always say to my children, listen, something former Senator Edward Brooks said. He said, "You have no permanent enemies or permanent friends. You have permanent interests." There are things going to happen that won't be right, that will be disrespectful, that will challenge you. And you have to choose to be calm. I was stopped by a policeman and he was very rude. I was going through security. He said, step over here. And I hadn't done anything. And he started patting me down. You won't believe this. I'm going through security. I travel all over the world. And I had just had a surgery. And this guy, for some reason, he said, I have been tagged. The search took a minimum of 20 minutes. He told me, he said, spread your legs. I said, sir, I just had surgery. This is as far as I can spread my legs now. This floor is slippery. I have on socks. He said, I said, spread your leg. And I said out loud, sir, get your manager here now. And people the other security people recognized me and said, that's Les Brown. He said, I told him, I don't care who he is. I told him to spread his legs wider. No, I said, get the manager over here now. I'm not arguing with you, sir. I'm not disobeying you. I had surgery and I'm not going to injure myself. So please, ma'am, would you have the manager come here now? And the manager came and said, oh, what's going on, sir? I had surgery. This gentleman here is insisting that I spread my legs further. I would lose my balance, man. I had surgery. And so I've been standing here for 20 minutes. And so the manager just pat me down and said, put your shoes on, sir, and leave. My first reaction was to punch that sucker in the throat. That would not have been smart. I had surgery. I'm 75. I wanted to punch him in the throat. That would not have been smart. He has a gun and looking to use it, and he has backup. That would not be smart. Don't sweat the small stuff. Think. And fortunately, I had the presence of mind to think and say, get the manager. And I missed my plane. I was so angry that he did this to me. I missed my plane. I could have gone back there and get up in his face and say, why would you do that? I didn't. I responded with peace. I said to myself, you are Les Brown. He's nothing. He's a roach in the airport with a gun who want a reason to shoot you or put you in jail. Don't go there. Don't allow yourself to go there. I've seen cops provoke people, and everybody has a sense of pride. And when I've stopped and intervened, say, man, come on, brother, come on. Don't sell no wolf tickets. This man wants that from you. Don't do that. I'm trying to stop a dispute from this brother being arrested. And he called the man the B word and spit at him. It was over. I knew he was going to jail. And I knew they were going to give him a touch-up before he got there. Right now, you got cops who are saying, y'all talking about Black Lives Matter? They're saying, not to me. I know you got your little cameras. Not to me. I'm not here to protect you and serve you. I'm here to terrorize you and kill you. This is a time to be calm. People are operating with a short fuse. There's anxiety and fear everywhere. And so I'm making sure I go to bed early now. I go to bed deliberately. I'm a night owl. But guess what? I start preparing for bed at 7 o'clock so that I can get a good night's sleep. So I won't get in a fight with somebody, although I'm not coming out the house till 2027. But this is the time you want to get a good night's sleep. That's one of the first things. Because if you don't, at least me, if you don't get a good night's sleep, if you are not rested, you're not yourself. You're not yourself. Something else will come out and can cost you your life, or cause you to go to jail, or cost you relationships, saying mean things that you can't take back, saying, oh, I'm sorry. No, that won't get it. I did that. That won't get it. Don't sweat the small stuff. Why? It's all small stuff. At the end of the day, it's all small stuff. And so, as you look at your goals, look at your dreams, practice, Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I could not change. I could not change the fact that this person who grew to be my very close friend, that he used the N-word. He was taught and indoctrinated with that level of racism. That's what he learned from home. This is a jaw dropper. Guy I worked for. And I thought he was different. And we talked about racial issues, and people are talking about racial issues now more so than ever before. And he invited me to have dinner with his family. Mind you, I'm 75. I was raised in the South. So there I am. I come in and I meet his wife. And then his son wasn't there, but his daughter-in-law was there. She said, hello, pleased to meet you. Sam told us that you were coming. And then his granddaughter, who was asleep, she woke up as she came in, and Sam introduced her to me. I said, hello, how are you, little one? She said, fine. And then she immediately went to the back of my chair. And I started feeling something. I'm feeling her little hands. I said, hey, what you doing? She had her hand going on under my behind. What are you doing? She said, where is it? I said, what? Where is your tail? My tail? Sam, his wife, his daughter-in-law faces turned white as sheets. Where is this? Where is it? Where's your tail? I said, I cut it off. Why? Why would you do that? I said, when I would sit down, it would hurt. And so I cut it off. She said, did you throw it away? Yes. Will you grow another one? No. Once you cut it off, it's gone. She said, did it hurt when you cut it off? I said, just a little bit. And she said, I didn't get a chance to see his tail, Mommy. Papa, I didn't get a chance to see his tail. Yeah, her heart was broken. She said, come on, baby, sit down and eat. She said, I don't want to eat. I was looking forward to seeing your tail. I said, I'm sorry. If I could grow another one, I would, so that you can see it. But I'm so sorry. Just when I would sit down, my tail, it would hurt me so badly. And so the doctor told me to clip it off. Oh, all right. Bye. I'm going to my room. We went back to eating dinner. No word was spoken. Finally Sam said, I'm sorry, Les. I said, it's okay. You don't have to be sorry. And the drive from Biscayne Boulevard downtown to Liberty City was the longest drive he and I had in our lives together. And we drove together every day. He owned the company that I worked for. I went door to door selling used television sets for him. And he said, once again, I'm sorry, let me explain. I said, no, you don't have to explain. You don't have to explain. I could have gotten angry. I was shocked. I was thrown off. She's just a kid. She's only doing what she taught. We see this now. That's why Benjamin Franklin said, until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are affected, change will never take place. She was taught that Black people have tails. And when I got out of the car and closed the door and said, see you tomorrow, Sam, he took a deep breath. And he drove off. I had 6 brothers and sisters who benefited from the value of the work that I was doing and the money that I made to keep food on the table when Mama got sick. She adopted 7 children. She promised they'll never go hungry, but Mama got sick. And I had to become a man. And part of being mature, don't sweat the small stuff. She's just a kid. And I would not ask him, why would you teach your grandchild that we have tails? Well, I wouldn't ask that question. Why? There's no explanation he could give me that I would say, oh, look at God. Now I understand. When you see certain people do certain things to us, you know what I learned? Hate is more powerful than doing right. You don't get me right now. You can't feel that right now. All I'm saying that this is a time to be calm. When you have a public official that goes on the internet and tell people to go get their guns and get some extra ammunition, whoa, that's spreading fear. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power and of love and of sound mind. That he knew what he was saying. He knows what he's doing. They know what they're trying to stir up to make us fearful of going to the polls. And those who have been trained to hate us, they know the crazies out there when a boy drives across a state line, and shoot 2 strangers and kill them. And the leadership that he represents don't say anything. Well, they were destroying property. And property is more important than human life. This time where we are, anger is the wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. This time where we are is a time to get still, to reflect, to journal, to pray, to meditate, and not allow ourselves to be conned and duped and seduced into acting out of a way that's not us. When things go wrong, don't go with them. A lot of things happening right now that can push your button, that can make you feel uncertain. I've gone through a foreclosure. Trust me on this. It's not the end of the world. I've been evicted. It's not the end of the world. I've been fired several times. It's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, it's small stuff. It's small stuff. If you still got a pulse, you're still breathing, you're still here, don't buy into it. It's small stuff. There are people who've lost their lives over, he disrespected me. Went to prison, went to jail. Guy had an argument with his father. They performed together, they sang together, they lived together. His best friend, they had an argument over $300. He went out to the car, opened up his trunk, got a sawed-off shotgun, and his father said, "You're not going to shoot me, are you?" Bam! And shot him in the chest and killed him. He's in the Ohio Penitentiary now. $300? Man killed his wife the other day over $5. People arguing about $5. And one ends up dead. Bumper was struck. Guy on his phone hits the car in front of him. That guy gets out, shoots him, and kills him. This is a different time. This is a different place. No. Choose to be calm. Therefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. This is the evil day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm 75 years old. Trust me, this is the evil day that was prophesied. I will keep thee in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. You got to talk to yourself. Talk yourself back off the edge. Talk to yourself out of the fight. Talk to yourself out of the argument, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I got an argument with a guy at the airport. Security said, circle. Then he would go and talk to a lady he was flirting with and told me, go around again. I said, hey, man, she ain't moving. I ain't moving. And we got an argument. And he got on this little walkie-talkie to call backup. He said, you can call whoever you want to call. And a lady came up. Thank God. Angels are watching me. She said, Mr. Brown, trouble is easy to get in, but hard to get out. Circle, sir. Circle the airport. And I said, whoa. She spoke. And my calmness answered her, not my anger. I could have said, you get the hell out of the way. This ain't your conversation. I said, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. We're made in the likeness and image of God. We've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. That includes our mind. That includes peace versus anger. Respond versus reacting. Today, I encourage you, choose to be calm. Choose to be peaceful. Choose to be a hope voice and a calmness voice in these very challenging, evil times that we're facing. Because greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. God is still in charge. Trust him. He's in charge still. That's why I'm talking to you with this kid and play hairstyle and fourth stage cancer? Oh, behave, whatever. You make me Randy, baby. Listen, choose to be kind. People ask, what's your fascination with Mickey Mouse? It's the happiest symbol in the world. I got a friend named Lauren Hudson. They call her the queen of happiness. And she chooses every day to find something to be happy about. We send back memes, various things that make us laugh. I spread them out. I do that too. Do that. But choose on this day that God has made. Yesterday is gone. Can't do anything about that. Tomorrow is a promise. Today is a gift. Choose in this gift to be calm, to dispel the anger, the fear, and know that God is in charge. Trusting. Faith without challenges can't be trusted. Listen, I hope that you got some value of what I just shared with you right now. You know what's necessary right now to create a culture, national and global collective thinking of peace, love, and understanding? Messengers of hope. Steve Jobs said that the most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. If you got a story, I will train you how to tell that story. Because somebody somewhere, when they hear what you overcame and what you went through, will use your story to be their survival guide. Now more than ever, people need stories of hope. Examples in those stories of how people got over, how I survived after my divorce, how I was able to pull everything together after my business was wiped out, how I was able to come back and understand the words of Willie Jolly, that a setback is a setup for a comeback. Is that you? Is that you? Your voice is needed. There are certain people that will hear you, but they won't hear me, but they will hear you, because behind every voice, there's a frequency. If you can hear me in your heart, I want you to put in voice in the comment section. And let me train you how to use that voice, because attention is the new currency. It's a new currency. This young man who was offered a job for $7, I said, don't worry. I'm going to teach you how to draw attention to yourself. Don't worry about your criminal background. You're a different person now. Don't worry about that. I'm going to teach you how to use a computer, how to use your phone to draw attention to yourself, to your products or your service or your multi-level marketing organization. Attention is a new currency. How to create an experience around the attention, how to hold it, and how to direct it. We need voices of hope. We need your voice to inspire, motivate, and help the millions of people, over 50 million who have lost their jobs. Millions of people who are looking for a $600 check. Millions of people who will lose their jobs because of artificial intelligence. Millions of people who feel that it's end of the world, or that they're just too old. A friend of mine I was talking to, I said, what you up to? He said, nothing. I said, what do you mean? He said, I lived my life. Excuse me? People who live their life are in the cemetery. Am I talking to a ghost? Come on, man, we're the same age. You have lived your life. You sitting your behind home looking at television. I got 15 grandchildren. You got 7. You haven't lived your life. You got a pulse. You woke up this morning. There's work for us to do. It's no time to ride this thing out. You got a voice and you got a story. You overcame some stuff. And that which you overcame, someone made a sacrifice so that you would have the opportunity to do that. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chesting rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a studied beat have not our weary feet have come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We are blessed. We won the lottery. We won the lottery. We are blessed. We're still here. We're still here. I was in a foreign country and they said, Yankee, go home. And I got close to the bumper sticker and it said, and take me with you. If you want to live a life that will outlive you, if you feel your life is not through yet, if you feel that there's something you could do, if you feel like transitioning out of a job that's not you into something that gives your life a feeling of purpose and significance and the opportunity to help homeless families all over the world. Help people. Suicide rate is skyrocketing. Tension, stress. It's at an all-time high. We never seen no stuff like this. Whenever have you seen a government official say, go out and get some guns and get your bullets, as many as you can get? When have we ever heard anybody like that come up with that kind of statement? Whew. That's cause for calm and peace. If you'd like to work with me, I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy, if you didn't know. I know a thing or two about speaking and about telling your story. If you like changing lives, I want you, if you have a story that can help people because of what you've gone through and what you went through and perhaps what you are in right now, will be their survival guide. I want you to put voice in the comment section. We had a speaking summit this past week. It was phenomenal. The speakers, whoa, if you missed it, you got to pull that up on YouTube. It was phenomenal. We're going to train some more. We've got another summit coming up. We're going to train voices of hope. If you're ready to live a life that will outlive you and keep your mind focused on doing some good work, the greater work, these things ye shall do, and greater things shall ye do. If you're ready to do the greater work, Steve Jobs had a point. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. And that's you. And I can teach you how to do that. How to distract, dispute, and inspire. How to create an experience around your story and transform people and live a life that will outlive you. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. Put voice in the comment section. Put voice in the comment section right now, and we'll get back to you. That's my story, and we're sticking to it.
That was wonderful. I have a really fun comment here for you. Azariah, Mr. Brown, I've been watching your videos since 1990. My husband and I used to play your tapes in the waiting room of our office all day long. Your wisdom and positive messaging are timeless. Thank you for your important work. So for all the millennials, when you used to play the videos, they had to get the VHS tapes and put them in 1990.
Yes, wow, that was wonderful. Thank you so much for that comment.
A lot more commitment than just going to YouTube, right?
Yes, yes. Oh boy, I'd like to get some comments from others, their thoughts on what I just shared with them. What would you think?
So right here, thank you so much, Mr. Brown, for this message. We must transition and move into the purpose that God has called for us to do. There were some awesome comments today. This one's great. Everything doesn't require a response or reaction. This phrase is what keeps me calm. Thank you. So quite a few. We've got a lot of voices in here. I'm going through the voices in here. So this one, I like this one. Learning is a lifetime journey of opportunities.
Yes, I love that. Absolutely. All things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. I believe that we are here for the greater work. We're here to do some good. And when think about John Lewis, he had this saying about doing the good work, the good problems. It's that we all are able to make a difference with our voice, with our story, with our example, aligning ourselves with what we can do that will make a difference in the world. Most of us are living, as Darren Benzie would say, a misplaced life. We get caught up in all types of things. We get distracted by things that no longer represent who we are. And it's time to step up and rise to the occasion of manifesting the greatness in us and answering the call that God has placed on our lives. I want to thank you so much for the great work you're doing. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Let's end on this comment because I think you're going to love this one. If you're reading this, you're alive.
That's right. The people in the cemetery can't read.
Wrap us up.
Okay. Thank you so much. Take care.
We will be back. Same time, same place tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye for now.